East Podcast, WATP.
We talked about this not too long ago, that Brendan Schaub was... He was first hired to be like a spokesperson, but then they gave him equity, and he owned 10% of this CBD company. And he was supposed to make 88 social media posts or something like that, and he made 0. And so he did not fulfill his end of the contract. There were some issues with the owners, the other owners, his business partners. One of the guys he convinced to send out emails to their entire email list to try to get them to say that his stand-up special was decent, to fight the haters on there. But the big thing was Brendan took all this money and never fulfilled his end of things, and then sold his 10% equity after it had already been purchased out. They'd already bought him out. And then he went around and sold that for another $100,000 when it wasn't his to sell. And so this is what this lawsuit is all about, is this is fraud. And it also brought up the fact that he didn't show some of those earnings to the IRS, and it's a whole thing. Well, Podcast Cringe just dropped this today, just before the show started, where it turns out there might be some good news for Brendan Schaub, because it's possible that he will not be able to be found guilty of fraud. And I'll let Podcast Cringe tell us why.
If Brendan never signed anything formally giving up his equity, then this isn't a cut and dry fraud case anymore. It's a dispute over who owned what and when, which means that 100K payout in 2023 might still be shady, it might still be sketchy, it might be peak Brendan Schaub being falsely confused, but it might not be illegal. And that changes everything, because now Brendan can argue that he was confused, that he never actually walked away, that he always thought he still owned part of the company, even though he was no longer involved with the promotion side of things. Maybe he really had been misled, manipulated, strung along, just like he said in those panicked text messages. I was manipulated and not sure what the outcome is of the document I signed. That's the kind of quote that looks guilty when the paperwork's solid, and plausible deniability when it's not. And that's the problem here. This entire case hinges on an agreement that so far Brady Bell hasn't produced. It's the missing piece, and whether Brendan signed it and Bell's holding it, or Bell never got it signed in the first place, either way, it's the difference between fraud and a very dumb and very expensive misunderstanding.
So apparently there's a missing document here, where it shows that he did relinquish his 10% equity. And there's messages about that he did that, and they have that evidence. They have the text messages, they have the emails and things like that. But there's that document where he signs away his shares does not exist. It hasn't appeared yet. And so this could be a case where Brendan's just like, no, I thought I still owned it. I didn't say I didn't own it anymore. Of course I was able to sell it for $100,000.
I pray to God that he has Chin to hold that paper for him, and Chin has it, and he's just holding it over him.
To fire me, motherfucker.
Yeah, Chin's like, now's my chance.
Hope I have a good day today.
Right, yeah, so yeah. All of a sudden, Chin's second mic on the Schaub show. He's sitting next to him in the Brian Callen spot. You're like, what's going on? He really likes Chin all of a sudden. I wonder how that happened.
Callen would love that.
So this is, there's more to this. It's a little more convoluted than that. However, there is still a very good possibility that this document does exist, and this guy is waiting to see how Brendan's legal team is going to fight this before it's dropped in discovery.
But here's the thing. If that document does exist and Brady Bell, for some unknown reason, is keeping it up his sleeve until Brendan files a defense, which honestly makes zero sense to me, but if he does have it and the case moves forward into discovery, Brendan is beyond fucked. Like, that would be an absolute disaster for him. Don't forget, there is so much at stake in discovery. Emails get subpoenaed, internal records come out, tax filings get cross-referenced, Slack messages, Google Drive folders, every version of the affidavit, every panic text message about the KGB investor, all of it hits the record. And Brendan, the man whose entire strategy is blame the team, play dumb, and podcast through it, he definitely will not survive that. He doesn't want a trial. He wants this to go away, quietly, cheaply, preferably in a back room next to a pizza oven with no reporters, no discovery, and no signed paperwork surfacing under oath. Because if the missing piece shows up, Brendan's not just a guy who fumbled a business deal. He's a guy who cashed out on something he didn't own, lied to cover it up, and got caught right before the receipts hit the docket.
So I should give you a little context on why he made that reference to the pizza oven, is because when we played these clips when we were over on Drew's show, while we were at Drew's studio on WATP, and we were playing these clips where it's like, this stuff leaked and he hadn't even been served yet. Well, later that day, a process server tried to serve it. Brendan wasn't home. And so the process server left a message for the person at the house who answered. And Brendan called him back and says, all right, man, let's meet at this pizza place. Like not like the attorney's office, not like his studio or office. They met at a pizza place, which tells me like Brendan is so longing for friendship and things to do while he's out in Austin. He's like, oh, you want to serve me with a lawsuit? You want to grab a slice?
Yeah, like
That's weird.
very weird.
Remember when the guy got Stuttering John served with a 6-pack of Coors?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Some things are just more important.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, that's the latest with that. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you know what's going on. And Adam, you were looking at the Fighter and the Kid subreddit, and somebody put together a reel of all of these Pure Spectrum promos that Brendan was making back in 2019, I would imagine, when he was supposed to be the spokesperson for this product to get people to buy their CBD oil. And
you know when a filmmaker makes a first movie and it's great, we love it, and then they make a second movie, but they have all the money in the world,
Kevin
and it's
Smith.
just a piece of shit because they have too many resources.
Yeah.
Just so we know, what we're seeing now is his comedy. Unleashed, unfiltered, without any, he can use his friends. He has access to anything he wants. Just be funny and we'll make it happen. And this is the best he can do.
All right. Well, I'm excited with that setup. Also, you know more about acting and how you would pull something like this off. So I'm going to lean on you, Adam, to let us know what your thoughts on this.
All right, so what is this?
Yeah, so this is a script that I rewrote. We're just playing ourselves.
The guy playing.
So this is him with Michael Rappaport. And they're having a conversation about the script. It's very meta.
Mm-hmm. Shot documentary style.
Yes.
So what is this?
Yeah, so this is a script that I rewrote. We're just playing ourselves.
The guy playing ourselves.
Yeah.
But I don't like the wording here. Like the word, like
Which
this
part?
angry, uptight, jerk.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. You know who I am in real life.
Yeah, you're
not
great.
charismatic.
So then, like, you're doing your thing, you're being Michael
What
Rappaport.
thing? What thing? You say thing. What thing?
This. I just need you to be Michael Rappaport. And
I'm
then
being
so-
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Oh, do we not speak like when there's cameras not around? Do we not have a friendship?
Yeah, we're boys.
Right. So
You're so aggressive.
what are you talking about?
I'll bring in the Pure Spectrum CBD.
Right.
And then I just drop it in your mouth like a little baby bird. You take it, and then you just...
It chills me out.
You're good.
Okay, so at what point do you want me to chill? You know what? I don't like the way this is going. And you see this?
Yeah.
Your words? See this? This is called
This
walking
is
off a
good.
set.
This is
Did
perfect.
that hurt you hitting
Yeah.
your chest?
That's why you're here, bro.
No. Why
This
I'm here
dude
is
is
I'm
fucking
walking off the
corny.
set, so I'm not here.
That's good.
Now I'm
Keep
gone.
playing that character. That's what I like. The angry guy. Hell yeah, dude. Larry Bird's angry brother. That's perfect, man.
Okay. I didn't get the payoff
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So he goes, I need you to be like Michael Rappaport, all pissed off. And
Because he thinks he wrote a sketch where the joke's on wacky Michael Rappaport, whack packer Michael Rappaport.
Right.
But he's so bad at it that he's just mumbling, doing that stuttering John, like if I just don't do anything and I just, mumble, it must be acting. And he's smiling. I encourage you to watch it and see how Michael Rappaport he's just acting with nothing. He's doing his thing, whatever it is, that's what he does. And Brendan has an attitude of like we won an improv class as a couple for Valentine's Day raffle, and now we're here to just, explore and have some fun. And he's smiling as he's talking, like it's kind of fun for him.
And
it's bullshit.
It all escalated way too quickly, too. Oh, what do you mean I act like that? Oh, I'll crumple this up and I'll act just like that. Like,
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And he thought that Larry Bird
What a
bit at the
payoff.
end that he looks like
Yeah.
Larry Bird is, he showed him. He didn't.
All right.
And they get wackier and
This is
wackier
gonna
as
get
they
more
go on.
embarrassing here.
There's only one pure CBD in this town, and it's Pure Spectrum.
See, this is.
Well, he does characters, He does
Yeah, I
lots of-
know. But this is so typical of like Stuttering John. You put the mustache on, but it's not on all the way. It's a little crooked and off. It's like, wow, isn't this guy wild? He's so wacky the way he's doing this. You'd think he'd check his mustache one time before they shot it, but not this guy.
Also, you want to see the face. That's the moneymaker there. You want to see
yeah.
that handsome, swollen head.
Wow, could have gotten 10% off with the promo code Schaub if only I'd known.
Don't even know what you're buying or what they're selling or what this is about or what the joke is. Every choice leads to less understanding.
You don't think he earned his $340,000 with that one, Adam? Is
I
that
would
what
say
you're
no.
saying? Okay.
No. They should get some of that back. He starts to bring in friends and other comics. If you get over to 4 minutes, I think, it
Yeah, you
starts to get
already
interesting.
scrub past that.
Yeah, it just goes on and on.
I know. I
But
noticed that too.
he really shines here.
Okay.
So walk me through this idea again.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love this. So you know how the CBD industry is like the Wild West. You never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
I represent Pure Spectrum. You know exactly what you're gonna get. So I ride.
Poor Brian Callen.
Yeah.
This is a very difficult thing to do, to be like, all right, I got to act like this is a real conversation that we're having as you're dressed up as a cowboy and telling me your advertising idea. All right.
Into this lawless, like old country town, right? I'm representing Pure Spectrum. I'm the sheriff. I'm on one of them big burly horses, right, like a brown horse, and and then all the townsmen, they circle around me. They just all gather
Why do
around
they
me.
circle around you?
Because they represent the other CBD oil company. They don't want me in there.
Okay, they're
'Cause
bad
I'm
guys.
real. Oh, they're bad guys. I'm good guy.
And they have guns?
I'm good guy. They have guns, and they take them out. And I hear one go, "Hey, sick cowboy, we don't want your kind around here." And I say, "Is that a matter of fact now?" And he goes, "Get on out of here." And I go,
Wait, is he cowboy or is he the sheriff?
I don't know anymore. I'm stuck on Brian Callen's face, who doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's just like smiling and he's frowning and he just looks frightened. He doesn't know how he's supposed to respond to this. And it's so edited. It's just cut up and cut up and cut up, which means they did a lot of takes.
Oh, do you think this is improvised? Do you think this is scripted? What?
I think it's both. I think they had a script.
Yeah.
Like, it's very AI script. That first bit was just boilerplate. Give me a commercial for this AI, please, involving this. And it spit that. What a wild, wild west. And
Okay.
now they're riffing from that. They keep one dialogue and they keep that and they just cut back and forth between it. But what the joke is or what they're selling or what the whole point of this is not clear. So no one knows how they're supposed to respond. And the more money they spend on it, there's extras, there's background and there's wardrobe people and a huge green screen and a sound stage, and none of it makes it funnier.
Because they don't want Pure Spectrum in the market.
"Why would they? Why would they?" And then they're all around me, and they're like, "Make your move, boy." And then I see one girl come out of the bar. She's like, "Don't hurt him!" And she runs, "Don't hurt him!" And I'm like, "Thanks, sweetie, but I'll take it from here." And they draw their guns. And I'm like, "Oh, we doing this? Not up in here, y'all." And then I go, "Choo, choo, choo, da 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 da." And then
If your son was, a theater kid, and he came home and was doing this, how long would you put up with it for?
Well, theater's not for everybody, and there's lots of roles in the theater outside of acting that you can do that are a lot of fun.
There's set design, there's wardrobe, lighting. You might be good at one of those things.
Chris, what would you do?
I don't know. I probably only have the kid for a few hours on the weekend, so just put up with it.
That's fair. Mom will take care of that. But with the Charlize thing, you see how somebody is like, I don't know, my kid thinks he's funny, or this guy thinks he's funny. What is this shit? I don't know. The young people, Rogan likes it. Somebody convinced him. Somebody likes this, so they're just trusting him and hoping it's going well. And he's turning to them going, "Is this funny? Is it going well?" And they're like, yeah, it's going great. I don't know, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. That's it.
da 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 da. And then they're just all laid out. And then they're like, "Dang, that was sick, man." And then I get on my horse. And I'm thinking slow motion. As I'm on the horse, right, like I'm going, and there's like smoke, and the town's blowing up behind me like this. And then my horse
is the town blowing up, though? Aren't the innocent people there?
No, they ran during the shootout. Because I heard one girl in the saloon go, "Oh, that's a thick-ass cowboy." And I'm like, "You right, sweetie."
Oh, we went back to that again. That one chick with the big tits that was yelling stuff about how hot he is. Is this a fantasy that he's having? What is going on right now?
It seems that way.
Yeah.
And they haven't found out what Brian's doing here at all?
No.
Yeah, that's apparent.
But it seems like Brendan Schaub's just like, look at how cool I could be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, that's like, number one we know with improv. He's like, oh, well, there's all those innocent people. No, they're not. Because this other thing happened that you didn't know about that I'm saying to make what you're saying wrong. Thanks, buddy. You're fun.
Right.
It's been a fun day.
And I'm like, "You right, sweetie."
I know, but the town's...
The town, and then in slow motion, it's like, and then... And I'm looking like super smoky. And then even the horse in slow motion goes... And then I look at the camera, and I go, "There's only one pure CBD in this town, and it's pure spectrum."
There is no town. This doesn't even make sense. I don't know that I'm buying CBD oil from these people. If I see this commercial, I'm just like, I don't even know why I would own
What
this
does
product.
CBD have to do with this?
Yeah, really nothing.
Partner. What do you think?
I like that his mustache keeps falling off too. That's a good comedic element to this. Well, maybe Brian can save the day here. Let's see what he's got. I'm gonna guess a little comedic pause. Give it a beat or two.
I think I love it.
Yep.
You do? I knew it.
This makes me want to use pure spectrum, you know?
What do you think of the mustache?
See, the joke here, Adam, that you're not getting is that Brian doesn't like this idea. He thinks it's convoluted and silly, but he's telling his buddy here that he does like it to not hurt his feelings.
They should team up and do a podcast together because that's the kind of chemistry
It's good
I need.
stuff. It's good stuff.
Is it too much?
No?
Hell yeah.
I would give anything to hear what was happening on that set the second that finished, and when, Schaub was just like, "We got it. That was amazing. That was amazing." And everyone's just kind of applauding and making him feel good and not knowing what happened or even what that was.
Yeah. I've worked in agencies, and we've had that thing where we have our shoots and we're going to get the commercial, or better yet, we bring that to the client, we put it up on the screen, and we go, "All right, here's what we got for you. We have this awesome idea. We got Brendan Schaub, hilarious comic. He's going to do this thing. All right, I won't say anymore. I will just let it speak for itself." And then the room is just like, okay, great. Well, we have 3 more teams coming in today, but thank you for this. You have anything to leave behind? We'll look at it.
What does CBD stand for?
I am familiar with that scenario you just described.
Oh, it's brutal. It's not
Does
fun.
happen.
Who are